Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Trinity Competitive Racing TCR for the round number 9 here at Singapore. How is everybody doing? I'm joined here once again with Leandre Level. What is going on?
Not much. Thanks for having me again.
Oh yeah, this is third time's a charm for tonight. We have 19 drivers for tonight, so it should be Singapore special for you guys. We have, make sure, just share the stream out, and we'll get everybody in here. How is everybody in the chats? What's up, what's up? We'll get her on our way quite shortly. We're in qualifying. W is on pole right now, 35.7. More than a second clear from Tico in second.
I hope everyone's been practicing. They had a whole week, an extra week to get around these street circuits, so hopefully people put those hours in.
I have seen a lot of people practicing. I don't know if it's efficient practicing, but at least they made it look like they're practicing. So hopefully it pays over.
Right.
I think if you haven't practiced, it will show, and I'll just be here to capture it.
Last week W crashed out, but it looks like he's starting on pole so far. It looks like he's doing pretty well, so hopefully this race of redemption.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking pretty good right now. Let me go through the points real quick before the race starts, just so everybody knows what's happening. Through 8 rounds of the championship of 12, we have ZX on top with 160 points. In second, we have Frost Hacker with 120, so there's a 40-point gap between first and second. Still room to win it for Frost. In third, we have the Ferrari of W with 102 points. And as far as constructors, Haas, Gordo, and ZX with 189. Mercedes with Tico and Frost with 156. And for third, and I will make fourth as well, Ferrari is 109, and that's W and Jones. And Sauber has made a huge comeback. They have 105 points, looking to get on the podium, and they're doing pretty good. Silent and Rad. That's the Saubers. So
At France, Sauber made a great game with the constructors, and they managed to survive at Italy, so they continue that track. I think they'll do pretty well.
Yep. Rad did win in France. Silent has some pretty good podiums, and both of them, I think Silent, I don't want to, I got to make sure that's right. Let me see. Silent, yeah, he's got a couple podiums, so good for him. They both got wheels since last time we have raced. I'm not too sure if they're using it tonight. They look pretty good in practice. I mean, they were doing much better than I expected for someone new on a wheel, and I'm not too sure if they're using it, so that could play a factor as far as what they're going to be doing here tonight. But
Sports fan commented, it said it should be a fun to watch, sliding around, finding grip on the softest compound tires. I think that's true. You know, those hyper softs will go out pretty fast. They probably last maybe 5-6 laps. So it'd be kind of interesting what type of strategy people will be using, going from the hyper and ultras and super softs. Someone might risk it and might start on the just the softs and try to go as far as they can, but we'll see.
Yep. And yeah, we have the ultra soft and the hyper soft. That's kind of crazy, but it skips from the ultra soft to the soft, so we don't run the super soft. So
oh, really?
Yeah, which I actually didn't know until now, because Kitten is on the soft in 11. So the difference between them is basically skipping a tire compound. So
Gotcha.
the soft will
Yeah, I
be
see.
slow and ultra would be much quicker. But yeah, I haven't had time to practice or whatever. I have no idea what, what to expect as far as tire wear and all that. But we'll see how it goes. How many laps? I'm believing it's 31, as Ricky said. What up, Ricky?
When does the race start again? Or am I late?
You are a little late.
You
You could
guys
join
even
though if you
qualify?
want. If you join right now, you might get in before for the race. You just have to start last.
That's fine with me.
Alright.
I didn't know we were starting. On my time it said 7. Thank you.
W gets the pole. Frost Hacker. I'm going to bank on Frost Hacker. He's usually starts in the back, but he's starting in the second row, and I think he can do it.
Yeah, I think he had good pace, and I was talking to Double before the race. He said he did not do much practice, so that Italy wreck could turn into a Singapore wreck tonight. I don't know how much Frost has practiced, but yeah, we'll see about that. Although we do have a couple new guys today that are making their debut. McLaren P1 is in the McLaren. He's from Canada, I believe. Then we have Darkest Crime. He'll be in the Haas. He's also from Canada, I believe. And Damaso, I believe, is from Mexico. He's going to be in the Force India. They are all new drivers, but they're going to be reserving in and looking to get a full-time ride next season. So cool to see these guys joining and hopefully improving and seeing what they got as far as where they stand on the grid. So that's kind of funny. Frost joined. I mean, not Frost. Theft Clues joined.
Yeah.
Asking when the race started. Yeah, about now.
I don't think he made it in, did he? No.
Did he not? I think he was a little too late. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna play a song here for the formation lap. Please put your predictions down below as we get ready to start the Singapore Grand Prix. Alright. So during that, I made my predictions. I have to go with the Frost Hacker for tonight. I have to go with Frost.
Looks like we're both banking on the same driver. I think it might pay off. Let's see how the first couple corners go, first sector, and I think we'll have an interesting race here.
Yeah, doubles on the. I think that's a Hypersoft and Frost on the Ultra Soft. So strategy, I don't know how long double can go, but that could play into it, depending on tire wear and all that. 1 stop, 2 stop, I don't know. Will we get a safety car, damage, rain, all that sort of stuff? We have 19 drivers for tonight's Grand Prix, round number 9, Singapore Grand Prix, and away we go. W off the line pretty well. Good lead into 1. Torosos, both around the outside. And Real Spirit has to go around. A little bit of contact between the 2 teammates. Tico, Gate Angelo, ZX, and Frost from 2nd all the way down to 7th. He is struggling.
Hopefully we didn't jinx him there.
Yeah, I think we might have. It is chaos. Frost and ZX, the 2 first and second in the championship, battling on track. As it looks pretty clean throughout. All single file. This is the tricky section when we get under the bridge.
Yeah, that's always tough there.
It could get backed up pretty quickly.
So far, single file, haven't seen that many passes, but except for the first couple corners, everyone's kind of settling in, just trying to survive the first lap, let their tires get warmed up, and they can start picking guys off.
Oh yeah, W's got a 1.5 lead over you having a giggle. And the 2 Torosos are sitting pretty, 2-3. Looking to get their first win, but it's still a long way to go until the finish line. Gate Angelo up in 4th, but not for long. He's got Tico to worry about. It's all very close between these drivers here.
Gate Angelo got some fast cars behind him. Got ZX and Frost Hacker behind him.
It is just very busy. It looks like a highway. Tico making a move on ZX. That's per P5.
Ooh, Tico ran it pretty wide there.
Yeah, it looked like he struggled out of the corner a little bit. ZX is able to regain.
Oh, Rad managed to get around Frost Hacker on the outside. That was a great move.
Here's the hairpin. You gotta watch out. It's the tough section. It's hard to pass.
A really long line from like P4 all the way down to P11.
Oh
just
yeah.
A straight line of cars trying to pass each other. They all slicing and dicing there. Everyone's managed to stay up. No spin-off so far. Although looks like McLaren P1 might have some issue. I think he had to take a pit and put some new tires on.
Yep. Gate Angelo is getting run down by ZX. They almost went side by side into the 3rd sector under that little bridge section. But
alright, lap 3, DRS is enabled.
ZX
making the move on the inside.
Who's gonna barely squeeze him out? ZX in the 4th after starting, I believe, 8th.
Yeah, the key to this race in particular is trying to stay off the walls, don't cut the corners. It's just really easy. That wall will step out and bite you, and next thing you know, you lose a you're slowing down, and these cars all stacked up behind. You don't want to accidentally run behind somebody. Looks like Frost Hacker's trying to make a move on Rad here.
Yep. Although trying to do that, he's under pressure by his the teammate of Silent, who's also overtaken the Haas.
Just like that. Once you get stacked up here, it's really hard to get yourself back on track here.
Yeah,
they all just stacked up behind. Darkness
Man, they're
here.
going like 3 wide in the back here. I don't know if there's any wing damage. There has to be at least something, I would assume. A little bit just stacking up. I mean, these drivers are so close as Frost makes another mistake into the hairpin, going a little bit wide. As it is just so close. I mean, I've never seen a line like this at Singapore. I mean, you could look all the way up. Was this from basically 4th? As look, Rad making a move on the Mercedes. He's gonna have to back out.
Oh, yes, this is very, very tight racing. We just saw earlier where Frost Hacker made a move tight on the outside and it stacked everyone up, and several people lost position just so they can roll out the throttle and try to correct themselves.
And I think the cause of this, it might be Gate Angelo. He might. Oh, it's Frost goes for the dive on his teammate. Oh, and he loses several positions.
Yes.
A little too heavy on the right.
Like Mercedes against Sauber. Those Sauber cars are really, really good on the long run. They know how to get through those through the cars. Mercedes is kind of struggling today.
Got Rad going
so
around Tico.
Oh, on Darkness.
This is just a little crazy.
Two wide back to back here. Oh, so far it's fairly clean. Just some people are winning, some people are losing out.
Yeah, just kind of like feeling their setups. What who's really got the pace? Who had the qualifying pace? Oh, Frost, he's just struggling. I don't know if it's tire wear or. They get so close.
It is so tight.
Angelo's losing spots as he goes down the inside of the Mercedes of Tico, and Tico's losing. The Mercedes are struggling, and it might not be their pace the problem. There's just so much room on the track, you can't give it all. Everyone's fighting for the same bit of tarmac.
Those cars are on fire tonight. They were just really getting through that field. Saubers are performing well, and so is, again, a second week in a row for the Toro Rossos.
Yep.
Oh, we got a huge stack up here. Cars running to each other. Pieces of wing is flying everywhere.
Oh, the Jones.
Guys are already pitting.
5 seconds for Jones. It's a slow pit lane, 37 miles per hour. Silence got some penalties.
That was one of my concerns as well. Just so many guys were stacked up on each other. Someone try to make a move into the pits. Everyone stacks up and starts losing the wings. Look like Airborne has to replace his front wing. I think Jumps did as well.
Yep, that's gonna separate the pack right there. And I think, although I was enjoying the little battles we've had, I think it might be good for everyone to kind of get in the pits, kind of relax a little bit, and maybe it'll spread out. But
Frost Hacker struggling again, lost a piece of his wing. He's going to have to come into the pit here shortly.
We have yellow sector 1. McLaren of McLaren on the new guy Darkest. Not quite.
XP, he's going through the field. Just split those Toro Rossos. He's already down in the podium. I think you're having a giggle. Lost a bit of his wing. He's really struggling to get through these corners. He's likely going to pit this lap.
Yeah, it looks like he has a little bit missing on the right side. You can see, just on that edge. He's probably going to pit right now, like you said, and he does. And there goes Rad.
A lot of time.
Up to 4th. Yeah, I mean, you need the downforce. And 5 seconds for Giggle. That's not going to help him for his podium today.
Another dark horse, Schwarner. Schwarner is coming through the field. He just made a move for P6. Ran it right there pretty massively.
He had to cut a little bit. Will he give... I think he's going to give Kitten the spot. Fair play. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I like it, Schwarner. Get the DRS and just pass him legit now. Go on board with Schwarner. He's got the DRS on Mr. Kitten down the inside.
Frosthacker coming out of pits. He'll be in P16. He's on the softs. Just started on the second row, started on the front row in second place, but unfortunately he's fell down pretty hard. It's been bounced around. I know, honestly, been stacked up by other drivers, but not a great weekend for him so far.
Yeah, I mean, it looked promising. ZX, his champion, the championship leader, started down in P8, and he started on the front row of the grid, and maybe you would think he would gain some points on ZX, but it's looking like it's the other way around. But it's still not over. Yeah. We still have 19 guys on the grid. One wreck can easily make a safety car. Jones coming out of the pits. Coleman, the Pink Panther. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to drive in the Singapore circuit there. No wing on Coleman.
Oh, man.
He likes his airtime. I give it to him. But it's only when he crashes. Nah, I'm just kidding with Coleman.
It happens.
It happens. It's a tough track. I mean, it really is. Trying to look around here. We got Darkest Crime. Very close to Gate Angelo in the Red Bull. He's got the DRS on the start finish.
Damaso, he started towards the back, but he's managed to stay in P8 in the points right here. Kind of kept his nose clean when everybody else was bouncing off each other with the wall and losing pieces of the wings. So I think he's managed to stay in control.
Yeah, Gage just kind of went straight into the wall there.
Oh man.
I don't know if you locked up. He's got to have wing damage, I would assume. Yeah, he's all over the place now. Tires are probably hot. So we have Frosthacker making a move on McLaren. And he's going to have to do some work. Frost is going to have to go to work. He's going to have to go to work. Man, oh, there goes Coleman. Coleman's out. I'm not too sure where he DNF'd at. I'm trying to see.
So W finally comes in for his pits. All those ultra sauce. She's hyper sauce. Yeah, those hyper softs, I knew they were going to last like 5 or 6 laps. I think everybody, that second run on their qualifying, they switched to the Ultra so they can go a little further. They might go to lap 10 on those, maybe. And then they'll probably go to the softs, likely. Well, let's see how this works out for W and how it all pans out. Oh, looks like Jones crashed. Got into the wall
going
there,
in the pits. Yeah, I'm just trying to. It's hard. You really can't. Once they crash out. Oh, another one gone. Man, they're dropping. They're dropping. I'm pretty sure Gage just retired in the pits. I think he just hit the pit wall. I'm not gonna lie there. And Darkest Crime on the Williams of XP. Darkest Crime will take over. The new guy in the block. Yeah, very tough for Gata. He was doing so good. One mistake, boom, wing damage. Going in the pits, and you just kind of misjudge it, and it just it's happened to me. It's happened to many others.
Oh yes.
It's underestimate the pit entry. It underestimates you. Surprising no safety car after those 3 retirements. Spirit on pits.
I guess it's at the top of the board right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be Mr. ZX. Surprise, surprise.
Silence fighting his teammate pretty hard here with Rad on those 2 Saubers.
Yeah, they're both extremely close, but you know who else is having a good battle here? Swarner and Kitten. They're alternating each lap.
Oh, looks gonna make the switch back.
Come on, Kitten.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I like it.
They're side by side.
Oh.
Oh, he's not giving any room.
Oh, I like the block. That's, you see that in real F1. They try to squeeze each other on the straight. Fair play though. Kitten moves up 4th. He was doing practicing. I was talking with him earlier. He just really wanted to finish the race and get some decent points. He was not very confident about Singapore. I think a lot of drivers were not confident about Singapore, but he's making it work.
I'm one of them. I got to do it tomorrow.
He's making it work, though. I am proud of him.
You'll probably start seeing drivers down at the pit here soon.
Yep. Damaso gets past Swarner. Swarner might be struggling here. He's still on the ultra soft. Kitten started on the soft. Swarner on the ultras, 8 laps, so I think he's gonna have to come in here.
I think Swarner lost some of his right front wing there. He'll likely come into pits this lap. If he continues to stay out, he'll lose too much time.
Oh, he's gonna go on for one more lap, and it's gonna be crucial for the lead. W had like a 4-second gap on Spirit, and now he comes out, and he's gonna have to overtake Swarner.
Yes.
And he's just losing time. Even if it's like the most simplest overtake with DRS or whatever, you still are losing. You're still losing time. You know. Ooh, giggle!
Oh. I wasn't able to see that, but I think he crashed somewhere on the right in turn 1, I think.
Yep,
oh, right after.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I see him.
I think he lost that back end and crashed into the wall.
Yeah, that's a tricky traction zone. I will say that. Mid battle is looking pretty good though. Fatal, Tico, Darkest Night. Darkest Crime, my bad. Although you could be the Darkest Night. Oh! Here's a good battle. Man, they are really going at it here. Looked like Tico went off the track for a little bit.
We have the leader in the pits. XC. So we got Rad as well. The other Sapper took on the lead. So his teammate can pit. Powder's going another lap. So is Damaso is going another lap.
Oh, double down the inside.
Yeah.
Damaso gives him the room, but right around the outside. Good defending.
He's fighting back.
Damaso.
Good. That is a great move. Great move. I think he started
very
like
nice.
P18, P19. So he's doing really well.
He's up 13 spots right now. But it's going to be pretty easy. Yep. W with the DRS will easily take that over. He's still losing time, and he was about, what, 4 seconds ahead of Real Spirit and Giggle. Giggle is now out. Spirit got a 5-second penalty due to speeding. So I don't know who that leaves next. Maybe ZX? But he's still a decent, way back.
Right.
Maybe W might have this in the bag, although you never know. Safety car or anything. It is Singapore.
Got a close battle here for P. Oh!
I saw that
Fatal.
one. I saw that one. Fatal.
Lost the back end there, trying to protect his position, but unfortunately lost it into darkness as well. Beto's a good driver. I raced with him a little bit last season.
It is very clean. Just needs, I think traction is probably his biggest issue, but it gets the best of us. Sports fan said W got
way to take back over the
said W got a 3-second time penalty, so that could hurt him in the end.
Silent, he retired. Sauber retired. Did he wreck? I think so. I think he wrecked coming shortly out the pits. Yep, he crashed into the wall.
Yep, 2 wheels off.
Yeah.
Let's see if we McLaren's so far behind that incident that car might be gone by I don't know how long the cars stay on track for.
Really impressed how Damaso's doing here. Still need to come at the pit, which will probably knock him down pretty far, but still he's managing second place from the softs that he started on throughout the race. Well, actually, I take that back. He did have to go to pits early on. I think he got some wing damage, but only 2 laps on those, and then now he's running on the softs there. But managing, doing pretty well. He just passed Kitten Patter. He just got a time penalty here. And there goes the EX.
You have a caution? What's trying to catch it. Sorry if I'm going too quick. I'm just trying to catch if there's a caution, guys. Might have been just one instance. Yeah, Damaso, going back on Damaso, he I've been racing with him and overtake, maybe not. And he is very clean, very nice. He's a great addition to the golden class of TCR. I will say he's putting on a show for us right now. Good overtaking skills, defending, all around very nice. So good for him. So let's look at ZX is going down the inside. Will it stick? Tommaso kind of backs out. It looked like giving ZX the right of way.
So ZX only has 5 seconds to the leader. A little bit fresher tire, just a few more laps fresher. If he doesn't lock up his tires too much, I think he might be able to catch up to W, but we'll see.
Yep, the only people who did not pit right, as far as right now, is Damaso and Kitten Petter, as Kitten goes way wide. Let's see here.
Kitten's fading pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, they're both 12 laps. 12 laps on the tires, you know, it's getting very extreme, you know. Well, soft can probably go that far, but the difference between ultra soft or, you know, or fresh softs to those is just, it's a big difference. Big fall off on the tires.
Well, if you look down, there's still a pretty big gap between 13th and 12th, so if they pit now, they could probably still manage to get a few points, especially Damaso. He'll probably come out 8th or 9th.
Yeah, it's a slow pit speed, and it's quite a long one. The entry, exit, so it's probably, I don't know how long, but it's got to be more than what, 30 seconds, potentially, something like that. I'm not too sure about the exact average time, but.
Dark is just making a move on Kitten Patter here. On him pretty close. Probably gonna wait till the front straightaway to try to actually make the move once you have DRS. Oh, no, he's gonna make the move.
No, thought better of it.
Back out of, yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite impressed with some of these new drivers. Tommaso, now we're on Darkest Crime. Let's see what he can do. Although,
decides goes to the pits.
oh, little lag there.
What's going on here? Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna go in the pits here. I thought we were gonna see a good, cool overtake. Brad going a little wide. That seems to be the tricky part. The turn 1, to turn 2, that they're using too much of the curb, and I don't know if it's very strict on the warnings, if they give them out a lot, but it seems to be a trouble spot for some people. Rad overtaking Frost. He's moving on up, but Frost is going to stay there. It's a tight corner, and they do very fun. Impressed with Rad. I'm not too sure if he's on his new wheel, although, as I said that, he goes a little wide, but nothing too crazy. Ooh.
Oh, he left some room there.
Nice. Come on, Frost. If you're just joining us now, we're on lap 16 of 31, round 9 of TCR. We're at Singapore for tonight. And W is leading the charge only by 3 seconds on ZX. Thank you for joining us.
From Silent, a.k.a. saying that the darkness took him out. We didn't catch that, but we'll have to hopefully someone caught that and look back at it eventually. But looks like Silent is in the chat now and looking at what's going on with the race.
Yeah, I didn't catch him anything. I know Silent was in the wall with 2 tires off. Ooh, nice move, Frost. Damn. Like it.
Outside, there we go.
He overtook Kitten like Kitten was sitting still. Sorry to say, Kitten, but you just got played. Seems to be settling down. Oh, Tommaso leaving the session. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
He got disconnected by the internet.
Yeah, I can't invite right now. I don't have that option. Coleman also left, but he's been, I guess, watching.
So fourth is a free space for Rad, and potentially Frost Hacker. Frost Hacker's not too far from him.
I guess this, oh, yep, Rad gets past Tommaso. So, Rad's going to say thank you very much. Rad and Tommaso and Silent, they're good friends, I believe so. Or at least we've been racing together in the 5-lappers the last couple of days, so. I don't think Rad has a problem with that. He just takes a position and moves on. As I would.
Sacker's aggressively pursuing Rad here for P4th. Let's see how things go. But oh, guess what? XZ's brought that 5-second time all the way down to a little under, 2 seconds. So I have a fight for a lead here shortly.
Oh yeah, and he's got fresher tires than W, so that might be that might help him out a little bit. Obviously, you need a big advantage to get through. I'm not too sure how the DRS and that sort of thing works as far as what's the, if it's a big advantage or not. In past Singapore races, it's very hard, but I think ZX is looking very racy right now. Thing is, can they get those softs to the end? Or are they going to have to do a 2-stop? I mean, Kitten is 15 laps on the softs, but, you know, that might make some room for mistakes, you know, tire wear and things like that. As Kitten finally goes into the pits. Let's look at their battery levels. ZX has about 26, and Doubles got around 52, 54. So Doubles has a little bit more battery. Man, Damaso did disconnect. That's why he has a lot. Darkest Crime has almost 80%. That is crazy good. Airborne around 80 as well. McLaren about 60. XP running low around 15. Fatal gets past Damaso here, as that's an easy position. Tico is going to look to get that advantage.
It's just about 1 second now for ZX here.
Also, Frost Hacker is caught up to Rad. He's within DRS. You know, it's quite interesting. We talked about last race at Italy, how the top 3 in the championship have all come together, 1, 2, 3 in the race. It might happen again if Frost can get past Rad and close up to Spirit. You never know; it could happen again.
True.
Very well.
Like Darkness is making a move here on Swarner. He gets the move, makes it on the outside.
Yep. Pretty straightforward. So we have Fatal as well on Kitten. Fatal has the DRS. I don't know if he's close enough. Will he go down the inside?
Oh, yeah,
he's gonna try it.
Plenty of
No.
battery as well. Compared to, well, they're about the same. CX is now in DRS on W. Got 11 laps to go.
Yeah, ZX is in DRS range and he is looking for a win. W hasn't won since, I believe, United States Grand Prix back on race number 2, and this is race number 9, if I'm believing that's right. So obviously W wants to win again. He doesn't want to be a one-time winner. He's 2.
One thing about W, he's very consistent. He might not get the wins, but at least he, right when it counts, he's usually close to the end of the line there. So he did hit the wall there a little bit, and now ZX is trying to capitalize on it.
Yeah, I think ZX is in the perfect position. He didn't start the greatest. That held him up a lot. But once a couple people started retiring, and the race just came to him, the strategy and everything. He's got the pace. Obviously, he's closed up. He was about 5 seconds plus behind, and he's closed up. He's right behind. It's going to be up to W to defend, and he's going to have to do it for at least 11 more laps. So,
yeah, again, one of the strongest important parts here, I would say, is keeping your nose clean, and that's what ZX did. He didn't lose any of his wing, and he just he's always been a fast driver, so he managed to stay up there.
Although ZX is now caught up. I'm not too sure how penalties are. I do believe Sports Fan said he got 3 second time penalty as far as W. ZX, I'm not too sure. That would be a race win right there for ZX, although I'm not too sure how the penalties are. But obviously these drivers don't really know that, all of the information. ZX probably doesn't know W has a penalty, and W might think ZX has at least one. You know, when you're driving, you're just thinking of putting good laps down and moving on. You're not really thinking about penalties and things. You just want to win legit and see if that really gives you a win without with the penalties applied. And Darkest Crime on Tico around the outside. Very nice move. Moving on up.
McLaren's here, they struggled, might be able to get a few points here.
Yep, well they can definitely get one off Damaso, and then they're only a couple seconds off of P10. At least Kitten is. Coming to the second DRS straight. Frost is going to have some DRS on Rad.
Oh, Frost Hacker, yeah, they are really close. They've been fighting pretty hard there.
Oh! Little contact.
Oh.
Or a lot of contact. That is not good news for Frost Hacker. It looked like, it's a hard right kink.
It is. Yeah.
You know, even if you're in the inside.
Brad and Frost Hacker must have misjudged that one. But Frost Hacker definitely hasn't come to pit. He lost a lot of bit of his wing. Oh, he could barely turn there.
Yeah. It looked to me like there was enough room. Maybe they just, a slight misjudge. I believe Rad gave enough room. Maybe Frost just, thought he'd give a little bit more room. But that's definitely tight one. I know when I'm racing with AI, the AI don't give you an inch. You have to hug the wall, like literally touch the wall as you go around that little kink in the straight. And it could be very bad. ZX is less than 0.3 though on W. Let's look at their battery levels. W's got enough. He's got enough battery. He puts it up and high when he needs it.
Frost Hacker into the pits. Gonna replace that front wing there.
I just really don't know about these tires. Some people are switching on to the Ultra Softs, as Frost Hacker obviously has damage, but he went to go get some new tires. I don't really know if these tires can last that long. I mean, if you look at Airborne, for instance, he's got 18 laps on tires, and he's on the softs, so I mean, he's working good at 18, but he might have to pit. I'm not too sure about the leaders, but looks like W might be struggling just on tire wear.
If I was Airborne, I would switch on to the Ultras now, because Ultras can go 8-9 laps, and he'll get to the end. But 18 on those, trying to go to the end, I don't think that's a good idea. He's already getting ready to lose spot to the kitten powder here.
Yeah.
Oh, and he lost a little bit there. But the ZX is right on W's rear end there. There's a little strategy going on in the background here in the last 6-7 spots.
Will ZX have enough? It looks like he might. Will double defend? Will ZX overtake? No, not now. It's gonna have to wait. ZX is definitely in the prime position. He's got younger tires. He can definitely go to the end. I mean, double probably could too. It's just depending on, the tire wear. Tomasa has rejoined, but he has took a hit. Hopefully he gets rejoined into his car.
Wide turn for W. ZX is on the outside. He might try to dash on the inside. Nope. Do the cutback. Not quite.
Says sector 1 caution. Not too sure what that is. This is gonna be interesting. I am kinda worried. I know how it feels to be in the lead, having a driver behind you and just trying to hold on when you're struggling. I've been there. I've done that, and I don't want to do it again. It is not the best feeling in the world having a guy right behind you with quicker tires, probably quicker than you, and you just have to fend off and just really hit your marks and just don't make big mistakes. Do what you need to do. Get good traction off of the crucial corners, especially the DRS straights and the overtaking zones. That's what your priority is. If he's right on you, it's hard to pass in this section. Although it looks like it could definitely be done, but you want to get those good traction off the crucial corners. That'll set you up at least for a couple more laps than probably the best tip I would give drivers in this situation. Just trying to get the crucial corners, just trying to nail those crucial corners, not really doing too much, just hitting your marks.
So it's a good race for the Haas team. Got 2nd and 5th place there, and so is Renault. They're doing pretty well. We got 7th and 8th.
Sector 2 and 3.
I think that's just XP moving out the way for the other drivers.
Oh, is it? Alright, good. ZX with the DRS. Will he make a move? Not yet.
Kitten Patter, I think he must have had an issue. He ran pretty wide there. Had the back reverse on the track there.
Yep. Not what he wants to see. Looks like no wing damage, maybe just a little spinneroo. So this is it. WZX. Couple laps to go in this race. They're really the only two that are the closest or most, as far as points high up, most relevant. These are the only two on track, right next to each other, fighting for the win. They're gonna make us wait.
Oh yeah.
I don't think ZX is gonna.
Jack's got a great exit there.
This might be his opportunity.
Oh, we got a car coming out the pits. I hope that doesn't interfere. It looks like it does just slightly, but
Yeah. I mean,
we got
ZX probably was a little cautious through there. Not, didn't hit, have contact or anything. Didn't hit the other car, but just a little weary of that. Going down here, man. It just looks like ZX is maybe just following. Maybe he doesn't want to overtake. maybe he does know that he has a penalty.
sometimes it's better to put pressure on people than simply passing. I've done that before. Put pressure on people. Let them make the mistake, and you just fly on by.
Looks like he might have a
But
move
the
here.
pressure is working though. Yeah. If I was ZX, I'd probably do the same thing. Make W sweat a little bit here. He ran it wide there a little bit, lost a little bit of time.
And obviously, these two do not want to see, especially ZX or even Double. They don't want to see this Williams here. That's airborne. He's got quicker tires on. He's going to want to get on with his race, even though he's 11 off from P12 and outside the points.
Oh, yeah.
He probably wants to get by. So.
Oh, ZX got a penalty there, 3 seconds. Let's see how that turns out with all the points, because we know W got a 3 seconds. Now ZX does, so he definitely have to make the pass here if he wants it.
Oh yeah, and also crucially to the championship, Frost Hacker just retired, so that does not help his case in his campaign.
If I was airborne, I wouldn't really get in this. I would just sit behind them.
Yeah.